Hi guys, welcome to day 7 of Flossmas. We're already a week into December. So today has been Tuesday. I've had an okay day. Same routine as yesterday. Took my kids into school and went to work, and then we had a day at work. We had a group of WI Women's Institute in for lunch. There was 16 of them, I think, they were very nice. They had their Christmas dinner. They were no bother at all. And then I stayed an hour late. I went over to the marquee. We're setting up for the Christmas party. I'm not in tomorrow, but on Thursday when I'm in, I'm going to go over and I'm going to take you a little video just showing you what it looks like at the moment. And obviously I'm going to have to do a floss tube on Saturday. So they may or may not, depending on how brave I am, be a little bit clippies of the Christmas party. So yeah, we've been getting on, and my day at work was fine, and got home here about just after 6 o'clock. So I'm just finding a tool on my lamp stand, which has got all you've seen, has got all magnets and all sorts of things hanging from it. And I'm just going to turn today's little guy into a needle minder. Not a needle minder, that would be a feat, wouldn't it? Into a scissor fob or a zipper pull or whatever it is you want him to be. So all I'm doing is going through his hat with a pin, making a hole. I missed the top of his head, so I've not hurt him. And now I need a jump ring, of which I have many assorted colours, and we will use this blue. Oh, let's see, that looks the best, but it doesn't look so good in real life. I might use the royal blue, this royal blue here. Right, let me get a couple of them out. So yeah, you know, my work day was fine. I've got home, had a dish of cereal because I had some food at work today. I was quite hungry today. It's nice. I've not been hungry for a while. I made myself, we've got lots of Christmas dinner knocking around at the moment, so I made myself a toastie on the panini press of some cheese, obviously, because you need something to stick the bread together, and turkey and cranberry sauce toastie, which was really nice. And then when we'd served their Christmas dinner, there was spare duck leg. Now these duck legs have been confit. They've been slow cooked in goose fat. Absolutely delicious. So I basically cleared all the meat off that into a dish. It just dropped to pieces. It was beautiful, and I picked at that and had almost all of that, so that was really nice. And then when we were over in the marquee, I may or may not have had a little tiny taster from our brand new draft cocktail machine, which was very nice. I was just showing my my manager how to get it all fired up, because she hadn't seen it working, and we had a tiny little snifter. Very nice. Anyway, so there we go. So I've put the little pre-made beady thing on, and oh, I just need to, and I've got another open jump ring there, and I'm just going to take this off the thing that you put your keys on, and I'm just going to join that on there, so that I'll send that too. And I'm just going to put that on there. Yeah, and then so I got home, had a little break. I've done a little bit of stitching, not very much. This isn't much of a stitchy day. I have got things to show you, but not much stitching. And there we go. There's today's prize. I've left his hat tall and pointy instead of folding it over. So that's going to be today's giveaway. So as always, leave me a little comment, and this little guy could be yours if you'd like. I never took my coffee. Could you bring the tablet up as well? Could you bring the tablet up as well? I need to do my random... His voice is back. It was fun. It was fun while it lasted. But his voice is back now. Anyway, so what I have done since I have been home, I have glued all the magnets onto the Christmas needle minders. They need to cure. They'll be sitting in there like that for at least 24 hours while my E6000 cures. Thank you very much. That's my Goofy. Thank you very much. Tablet. Thank you very much. I'll be able to do my giveaway. He's very sick. Oh.
Nobody cares.
So, got my coffee. Oh dear, poor soul. Had to do the shuffle there. So it's a couple of minutes have passed, so I've done a little bit of stitching. Yes, so since I've been in, I've done a little bit of stitching. The only stitching I've done today. I don't know if I did any more stitching last night. I think I might have done a little bit more on my Noel pattern. I should probably show you that anyway. What have I done with it? Oh, I went absolutely crackers last night trying to find my Christmas dinner. Come here, Belly. Come here. Come here, baby. Come on. Come up here. Come up here, Belle. Belly, come up here. Come here. Belle's just come in. She's down there. Trying to find that bloody book of patterns. I can't find them. They will turn up. The house will eject them right when I don't need them anymore. But for the sake of a sprout, I think I can probably replicate my pattern. Did I show you? Was it still here when I showed you it? I don't know if I've done a little bit more of the... I think I might have done a little bit more of the green. But isn't he wonderful? Oh, I just love him. He's great. It's in the frame slightly squinty. That is straight. You can see it's straight. That's just, it's not, it looks misaligned, but only because I've not got it in straight in the frame. But I can stitch on it just as well. So I'm not too sure if it was there when I showed you it last night, but that's where I am with the Noel pattern. It's really lovely. Here she is. Hello, Bella. There's a baby Belly. Oh, there's a baby Belly. She's all cold and a bit wet. Now she doesn't go outside. I'm not even going to think about that. Ooh. Anyway, so the only other bit of stitching I've done today is a little bit more on the... oh, she's up there. Belle, no, get down. Hang on. These rains, Belle has been ejected, removed by Flora. My door has been shut. So here is my Christmas jumpers. So this one has come on quite a bit. I've done all the pink. I've done all this pink. And I've just joined on a little bit down here. So I haven't filled in this yet. It looks a lot more finished than it is because I haven't filled in the snowman's face yet. But I have done quite a lot of the pink there. So that's the second one coming along. I'm really loving these. These are a lovely pattern. I've got so many people who messaged me saying, left comments saying, that pattern is just so brilliant. Emma Congdon's patterns, I love them. I'm not very good with phrases and sayings, but I love them. I love the patterns. And certainly I can make some for gifts. And some of them I really love them anyway. I love the sayings, but there we go. So that's where we are on jumper number 2. So I've got on with that a little bit. So that's my stitching content. It's almost none, but I this morning dyed the pale green fabric, greener, and then when I got home from work I over dyed them, and for once it is subtle instead of my hand dyeing is usually in your face, it's colour. I have gone subtle. Here we go. I'm going to stop this here. I'll insert a couple of little clips of me just dyeing things. I have just ordered a fixer for my phone and my camera mount, my light mount, because I'm using my phone again because it's so much easier. For these little short ones, for the long floss tubes, I'll use the big camera and let Robin process my video onto for me. For these little shorties, my phone is still beyond the best thing to use. So I've ordered a new little holder so I can put it in the tripod we already have, put my light on it, so I'll be able to do, I'm intending to do a little stitch with me when I start the Barbara Anna, which might be tomorrow because I'm off work tomorrow. We'll just wait and see when my little adapter thing comes, because that means I can turn it like that, I've had good light on it, I can put it somewhere proper and I can do some stitching. So I'm going to insert the clips of me vaguely starting to do a bit of dyeing, and then I'll show you the 2 bits of fabric. Morning guys, 7 in the morning and I thought I'd get this done. I'm holding my camera in my hand, so I'm sorry if it's a bit in and out of focus. All I'm going to use is some of this Dylon Paradise Blue. Now in this here I've got boiling water with some normal salt in it, and I'm just going to put in some very measured quantity of blue dye. I'm going to give it a good stir, and in there, that's just hot water. Put a bit more. Whoops, I've spilled it on the car. I've spilled it on the carpet, she says. I've spilled it on the towel. Right. Put that up there. Okay. Now, that goes in there. Okay. Give that a good rub about. Now, I have already sprinkled dye on that. So I have already, that's just going to be green. Okay, this fabric is going to be green. Well, I mean, the fabric was green in the first place, so it's going to take a fair bit of counteracting. I've got the navy blue. Which I'm just going to, hang on, I'm just going to mix the navy blue. Okay, so I've added in some navy blue and I'm going to get as much poked in. This is going to be like the base colour. Navy blue to try and get some blue hue on it rather than the green. Okay, now if I can sit this without a cat getting to it, which is pretty hard because the cats can access this room, whether I like it or not, through a speaker port in the living room. Okay, and I've got some very concentrated navy blue there, which absolutely needs to not go in the cats. I'm going to let this sit for a few minutes and we'll see what we get. Okay, it's 7:20 now. It's been sitting in there 15 minutes or so. I'm just going to pour off the dye and rinse it and we'll see what colour we got. Okay, so for the moment it looks sort of teal. Bear in mind that this towel is not indigo, it's a real ordinary navy blue. So we've got a dark bit here and a piece of pink where the dye broke, and I didn't mix that very well, but I'm going to mottle in with navy anyway. So I'm not mad about that. It's obviously teal. It's obviously teal at the moment. We're going to let that dry and over dye it when I get in from work. Okay, so here's the dry piece that I dyed this morning. You can see where it's been blue, but it's going to be over dyed anyway. And here's the piece of colonial blue. So if you know what colonial blue looks like, the colour's slightly off in here. These tiles are actually grey, very dark slate grey. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to wet them down and scrunch them both into this little tub, smaller the better, and I'm going to make very, very navy blue dye here, and I'm going to do some over dyeing and we'll see what we get. Right, here we go. Okay, so they are fully scrunched up. And what I'm going to do, there's my navy blue dye, because I'm going to do this mostly while I'm watching what I'm doing. Obviously this is quite hard to do it while I'm not watching, but I'm going to put on drops of the navy blue until I'm happy that this is covered. and then we'll let it settle and see how it looks. So the over-dyed fabric as it came out, the colonial blue looks like this. It is subtly mottled. Look, I've gone subtly mottled. There we are. So I'm torn between which piece I'm going to use, I have to admit. It's going to be tight to stitch it on this. I'm just going to stitch a piece of waste fabric top and bottom so it'll clip into my Q-snap, because it is going to be very tight. It's going to literally be, she fits on this piece or this piece. And then the piece of that was pale green to start with, you remember? 2 seconds. So it was this colour yesterday, and it is now a much nicer colour. It's now this colour. So there's one side, and here's the higher, the more coloured side, and there's the other side. So I'm thinking it might fit quite well. I think I'd do it that way up, with the sky above being mottly, and then she could sit here. I'm assuming it's a she because all we've got, the 2 parts we've got so far are like the stuff above her head and the stuff below, and having almost finished the original Dreaming Girl Sal, almost finished, not quite finished, I recognise the shape with the hair that we've all seen over and over again on Instagram, and a lot of us started the Sal. Don't know whether many of us have finished it yet, but we're on the way. So there's the other piece, and that is showing not bad for its colour. Considering it was this colour this morning, that's not showing too bad. It now looks like that. But I'm really liking this colonial blue. So I'm kind of torn whether I stitch her twice or whether I just take a big deep breath and get on with it. Depends how quickly she stitches, I suppose. And that piece, it lives to die another day, doesn't it? Lives to be dyed another day. D-Y-E-D, another day. That piece. So I'm super happy with my fabric. As I say, if my little camera mount turns up tomorrow, my little foam mount turns up tomorrow, you might well get a little stitch with me. Just knock my coffee into my lamp. May or may not. Right. So, hunting for this pattern.
Hello!
Hello, boy. How's your hair? Is it good?
Yes.
You've got to come and show my camera people your hair all cut. Come up carefully, don't bump my camera. Come and sit yourself down. Here's my boy, and I've just... You've got to turn your face round. Look, I cut his hair. It was that long, wasn't it? We half filled a crisp packet with it, didn't we? I've been at him with the clippers. So there we go, my boy. You look great. I don't think there's too many tufty bits, and it's sticking up. There, my little boy. This is Austin. He's my littlest baby. Right, boy, off you go. And he's bouncing. Very nice, Blue.
Blue Bob's in a box.
Okay. He has to have a bath the second he has his hair cut. He hates intervention. He hates having his nails clipped. He hates having his hair cut. He hates having his hair washed. He used to hate water, full stop. That's my boy. He's 9.5 now. He's my baby. He's big. He's a big boy now. And night after night, he has been sleeping in his own room. We're going into his own bedroom to wake him up in the mornings now, which is unheard of. We knew it would happen in the end. We knew it would happen. But that's him with his nice sharp hair. Honestly, his hair was this long. The girls were calling him Rapunzel because he's blonde. He stayed blonde. All my babies, apart from Lizzie, who was born with a full head of dark hair, she was like a little doll, have all been bald, blonde. And they've got darker as they've got older. Austin's hair has stayed blonde. I don't know if he's going to stay blonde as an adult, but it's showing no signs of darkening up. So we call him Rapunzel when his hair gets long. He hates it. But the clippers, Robin has had to fashion a charger for the clippers. So there's a cable with a circuit board, just like a raw piece of circuit board, with some homemade cables coming out into the clippers. So he's made a charger to get them, because we don't know where the charger went. The house has eaten it. It's probably having a party with my turkey dinner pattern. My house eats things. Although my house today spat out my work dress, my marquee dress, my uniform marquee dress and my marquee scarf that I'm supposed to wear. The house ate 2 months ago. It spat them out this morning in a laundry basket that I had empty literally 3 days ago. So where the dress and the scarf came from, the house just went, have them back. That's my house. So while I was looking for the turkey dinner pan and pulling my hair out, I found what I was showing you the picture of the very beautiful butterfly. And here is, when I said the back was felted, I mean the back was hand. That's wet felted. So I've done it. I've started with the natural fleece colour and then layered up the colour and then put it where I want it. And it has to start big, and as you wet felt it, it shrinks, and you have to roll it and squash it and hot water, cold water, and it shrinks and it turns into a piece of felt. So as you can see, that's a nice sturdy thing. That's the butterfly's wings. That's what I meant. I knew I had one. And then all the little pieces, wherever they are on the butterfly, got appliqued on with all their, I don't know where they actually go, but you know what I mean. I had little pattern pieces for all of these little bits, which got appliqued on and stitched where they needed to go. So I've got a whole pile of those. But there's the wings, and in the box, I did indeed have a set. Here is the cocoon, just so I can show you that I've been blending for a long time. As you can see, that's several yarns knitted together to make. There's chenille in there, blended with something else, blended with just a brown double knitting. That's a very thick. So the cocoon there had a zip, and that's the cocoon. An ice cream cone, that's hand dyed apricot colour. The idea was that they look like the book. So there's an ice cream cone. Oh, in the middle of the night, there was an egg on a leaf. There's a leaf. This will obviously, it gets wet and blocked so that it's completely flat, but it's the shape that it needs to be to match the book. And then the little egg, obviously the ends get tucked in and stitched up, and that's in an almost sort of silky shiny. So the little egg lay on a leaf, and then up one morning, pop, out came a very, where is he? Is he in here? A very tiny, very hungry caterpillar. Obviously these aren't sewn up. And then he munched his way through. Ooh, what have we got? The apple and the pear and all those, they're missing in action. I always did them last because the shading on them is difficult. And then I've got plums, these plums are actually finished. They've got the stitch down them to turn them into plums. So we've got plums, they'll just get the little stalks. And then the oranges, as you can see, they've got, that's two different yarns knitted together to make them look like his picture. How many oranges? 5 oranges, 3 plums, 4 strawberries, missing their tops. Strawberries. Now these are quite big for my knits, but these are intended for toddlers to hold and read along with the book. And then we've got a sausage. Again, it's knitted as a blend and not quite finished. And then I have a slice of salami. That's actually crocheted. And then there's the piece of salami again. That's a blend of burgundy with one very fine strand of black to make it look. And then you just knit them together, and then sometimes it's one and sometimes it's the other that's predominant. And then I have a slice of Swiss cheese, which had to be a solid piece because I stitch the holes through. I sort of stitch so it looks like holes rather than actual holes, because that was too hard. Here is a slice of watermelon, which is that absolutely bright 606. There's a piece of rind on the watermelon, then a little line of white stitches, and then seeds get embroidered on it. Here is a pickle. That is the top of a cupcake. And here is the, see, this is where my brain goes on a pattern. So I need a base of a cupcake, so I knit the base of the cupcake. There's the base of the cupcake and stitched together. And then the side, because I wanted it to be striped, had to be knitted in that way. So that wraps round and makes the cupcake base. Do you see what I mean? And then the cupcake top, which I've just instantly, there it is. And then that's stuffed. And there's the cupcake. And this weird item here is the lollipop, which, although it's knitted like it's a ball, instead of stuffing it like a ball, you pull tight and it goes flat, and then it'll have a swirl on it to be like the lollipop. Lollipop stick, I-cord. And then I've got a head. Oh, one piece of cherry pie. So, blackberry stitch, what we call blackberry stitch. I don't know if it's called something different in America. And then this is a piece of pie crust. And it's knitted in one piece, so it's already got its edge. And it's got a reverse line there so that it's got a fold. Can you see there? So that is the pie crust. And then the piece of pie sits in the middle. I'd have to put it together. This is a piece of chocolate cake, one piece of chocolate cake, which has a cherry on the top. So again, that's 4 there. And in these I put plastic canvas. And then there's a top and a bottom, knitted diagonally, because why wouldn't I knit a square diagonally? My brain's difficult. There's the cherry that goes on top of the chocolate cake. Those of us who've read this book so many times, you can see them in your mind's eye, what I'm talking about. Oh, here's a leaf from an orange. It's a full set I've got here. And then here is a big fat caterpillar. Now this is pretty monumental, but when he's stitched up, each section, I'll run a gathering stitch around there. So when he's stitched together with a little bit of stuffing, I'll then do that with it, just like the lollipop, and then the next one will do the same, and it turns into bands that are so that they look like that when they're stuffed. So he's bumpy, and the colours I tried to match as nearly, and as you can see, that almost all blends. At least 2, sometimes 3 colours knitted together. That's why I have such an extensive yarn stash. So this is what I used to do. It's what I used to do. But obviously, the time and effort to make a set like that made the cost prohibitive, because people would think that you could buy that sort of thing for like 50-60 quid, and you can't charge that, because honestly there is days of work in this. And I wouldn't charge ridiculous money for it. I think the most I put 2 sets up. I put a set up on eBay once. It's one of the only times I've ever done it. I had 2 people bidding against each other. One set went for, I think, £240, and of course that was me over the moon, because I wasn't working. I just had my little kids. I think Flora was probably 2 or 3 at the time, so she's 13 now. So this is old. This is way back when. I sold a set for, I think it was 200 and something pounds, and I was over the moon. So I offered the second bidder, because they were bidding like this right up to the end. I offered the second bidder their highest bid, and I made her a set. She accepted it and paid for it, and I said, I'll have to make the set. It will be the same because I use the same yarns, the same patterns. And she waited. I think I literally turned it around in about a week. This is while looking after, it wasn't like I just like 9 to, you know, all day did it. I had life as well with little kids. And I sold 2 sets on eBay, and that was the most I ever got for them. But, you know, you take your chances selling things on eBay. Sometimes the right people see them and sometimes the right people don't. Obviously, Etsy didn't exist then. This is pre-Etsy, or I didn't know about Etsy then. I just thought I'd share that because it shows you that a cross stitch for me is new. It's like I am 3 years head first dive into cross stitch. 2.5 years actually, I think. I first started watching Jan Hicks when she was already in Hawaii. That's when I found Flosstube. Because most of us watched Jan Hicks, and that's where I picked her up. She was already in Hawaii and she'd been there a little while. She was all unpacked and the house was all done. So that dates me in Flosstube. So that's it, guys. Oh, I have the random thing to do. Let me do the random thing for today. Sorry if that's boring for anyone who doesn't do knitting, but for me that's what I used to do. So you can see I've got a real crafty. So it's not just me going, hey guys, look, I do all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. I am really always been into everything crafty. I've dipped my hand in just about everywhere. Let me just share, copy my link. Right, oh God, I've started talking. That's alarming. Anyone ever done that? Any floss tubers ever done that? Accidentally listen to yourself when you're not deliberately editing and it sounds so strange. Okay, YouTube random comment picker. So yesterday we were playing for this very pale little swirly needle minder, which has got magnets. They're curing. I can't post yet. There'll be 24 hours curing the E6000. So the couple that I've already got, I won't be posting them until these are cured. I obviously always put a pretty, all the backs, anyone who knows me knows you get a pretty back on your back of your needle minder. Whoa, come on, pick up. You get a little glass cabochon on the back. I will also be posting both of those, and I'm going to try, yes Christy, I'm going to try really super hard. And the other ladies who are waiting on my very, very tardy giveaway prizes, I still have them, they're not lost, it's just me being utterly rubbish, but I am going to really try to get the things into the post before Christmas. I really mean to do it in the next couple of days. 63 comments today for yesterday's, so thank you very much everybody. Here we go. This is us going for, oh, I have to pop up here to press start for, oh, that light. There we go. Right, we're ready. Start. Here we are. Jenny Jobbins. I agree totally with you, Jenny. Hope the sprout pattern turns up. It hasn't. The only sprouts I like are knitted ones. Me too. Me too. Jenny, I'm reasonably confident I have your address. I'm very sure I have your address. I will double check. If not, I will ask tomorrow, but I will double check. That is yours, Jenny. I will get it off in the post to you. I had something else I was going to send you as well, actually. I'll have a ratch about, see if I've still got it. Just because I took everything off my desk and it's now all in that box. I'll have a little look. Anyway, Jenny, that's yours. And if you'd like to, God, I was like, lurched at you there. And for tomorrow, this little guy who I've just put the bits and bobs on, he's different because I've left his hat tall. Oh, turn round, little man. There we go. He's just got like a zip. He's got a glittery zip down the front of him. Any kind of comment? There we go. Right, guys, I think this is probably going to be more than long enough. I found enough to talk about today because I was showing you all sorts of random things that probably just look like a scrumple of knitting. I'm going to have a go tomorrow. I'm going to prototype sprout pattern. Basically, I mean, how hard can it be? The turkey's going to be different, not difficult, but different. And there might be some prototypes. It usually takes me 3. If I've got it in my brain and I've got the, obviously I know how to write a pattern, a small, easy pattern. I know how to make a sphere. I know how to, you can see these patterns are my patterns, made up by me, tried, tested. If I pick out my purple file, pick up my needles, I can knit them. They will come out the same as long as I stuff them properly and stitch them up properly and finish everything properly. FFOing, not my strong point. FFOing, no good. Anyway, we're going to prototype and we'll see how I get. I'll see how many goes it takes me to get a turkey. And we're talking a turkey that's only going to be 2.5, 3 inches tall at most. A cooked turkey. We will see if I can manage. And the sprouts are going to be small sprout size, that size kind of. Should be fine. Maybe do that tomorrow. Might be setting myself up for a bit of a challenge tomorrow. I might just sit and stitch, and then I've got to go through to the dentist, so you might get some Hexham Abbey and some pretty walking through the town Hexham tomorrow. I'm going to take my big girl Maddie with me tomorrow, so that's going to be nice. We'll have a bit of time together. We'll probably get a Costa and a bit of something to eat. Oh, I can't, because I'm going to be might be that side, might be this side. I've got one back tooth there, and the one behind the canine are the two that are kaput, absolutely kaput. This one should be totally fixed tomorrow. I'm not letting him crown it. The one at the back will be crowned, so I'll have probably a temporary crown on it tomorrow, and then I have to go back and have the proper cat crown shoved on it. Anyway, because that tooth's basically gone. It's more filling than tooth now. But hey ho, bad crumbly teeth. My little boy has bad crumbly teeth too, which is a shame, but he's a sweetheart. And he too will have orthodontics. My teeth looked exactly the same as his when I was his age. And yeah, I'm a very, very strong believer in orthodontics for your children. 2 of mine. Maddie's had it. Maddie's was cosmetic. Lizzie's was covered by the NHS because she had a front tooth that just came through like that. Don't know why. So that's been pushed back into place. Flora will have a full workup because she's missing a tooth. I'm missing 2 teeth. It's a family trait that goes down the female line. My sister's missing a tooth. My mum's missing a tooth. Flora's missing one. She's the only one so far. Austin has a full set. He's had all the x-rays and all his teeth are there. Just the teeth he currently has are rubbish, but luckily they're mostly milk teeth that are rubbish. His adult teeth, he's got 2 that have been affected that we couldn't even see were affected, bless him. So I've told you this story probably before, but we're on the list for some dental surgery with Austin. So we'll get there when we get there. We'll cross that when we get there. I want to start a Dreaming Girl, and I want to knit a sprout. I'm going to have to ratch through my yarn, which lives over there. I may or may not show you the disaster area that getting yarn down will cause. Here comes Maddie. So I will see you tomorrow. Can't think anything else I was going to say. I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Was I going to say something? I best go. I'll see you tomorrow. Take care of yourselves. Was going to say something else. Donna the River Stitcher, good luck tomorrow. I shall be thinking about you tomorrow, Donna. And I'll see you really soon on the Zoomy call. I know I've missed 2 of them, but you know, life's been a bit squint, but I'll be thinking of you tomorrow, Donna. She's going in for some surgery, so fingers crossed everything just goes absolutely smoothly for you, missus, and I will see you on the other side. Yeah, see you soon. I'll see you soon, guys. Well, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.